Girl, I know you wanna. You know I wanna. Yeah, she keep giving me look. Hotter than the 6 in the summer. Dead ass, girl, I want. Girl, I know you wanna. You know I wanna. Yeah.
Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you guys who are not familiar, my name is Alyssa, and if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and be sure to click the subscribe button down below, and also go ahead and hit the notifications tab so that way you can make sure to get notifications every time I upload a new video. As you guys can tell by the title of this video, this is some tips on how to grow your hair that may be in its natural state to a very long and healthy length. For any of you guys who are not familiar with me or my journey, before I came to college, I cut off all of my hair. So essentially about 2 or 3 years ago, I looked like this, okay? And I came to college with maybe just a little bit more hair, and about 2 years later, this is what my hair looks like. So I have been very blessed to have very long and healthy natural hair, but it obviously did not just happen overnight, and it took a lot of patience and just trial and error. So I want to pass on some tips to you guys because I know how frustrating natural hair can get sometimes, or just feeling like you don't know if what you're doing is working. So I just want to tell you guys some tips that have really helped me to grow my hair to this length in about a 2-year time. If you guys like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up at the end, and also to give me some comments or feedback on what else you'd like to see in regards to natural hair. So the very first tip that I have for you guys is make sure with your natural hair that you're applying minimal heat. To me, there's like 3 different types of heat that you can apply to your hair. When you're washing your hair, that's a certain type of heat that you can be using. There's the heat from a blow dryer, and then there's a heat from a flat iron or straightener. And these are like the 3 most typical like forms of heat that natural hair would use. So in regards to when you're washing your hair, for me personally, when I'm washing my hair, I only use like cold water or kind of warm water. When I use really hot water, I think it's really bad for your hair. I think the only time I really use very hot water is when I'm shampooing my hair, just for clarification purposes, because sometimes with the cold water, I don't think it does as great of a job as removing like the oil and the buildup. But the heat, I probably only use hot water for my hair about once a month. Then there's the heat from a blow dryer. So I only use heat from a blow dryer if I'm getting my hair straightened or if I'm getting like braids. And I think this type of heat is okay for your hair, but it's definitely something that you don't want to be regularly applying to your hair, because at the end of the day, it's still heat and it causes split ends in my opinion, and I think your hair doesn't look nearly as healthy. Yes, are you about to leave?
No, I just want to do a video.
You want to be in the video?
Yeah.
You're over here messing up my flow. Do you want to come say hi real quick?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Hello, I'm an honorary member.
Okay. You guys remember Morgan?
Hello.
See, in her natural state, my young protege. We are doing this natural hair thing together. So
she's my inspiration.
So this is what natural hair looks like in its natural state, and then I have my hair straightened. Okay. All right. Get out of my video.
So gross.
So then there's also the heat from a flat iron, and for me, which is very ironic that I would choose to film like a natural hair healthy video while my hair is straight, but I really only straighten my hair about once or twice a year, and it really has to be a special occasion. And I mean, I'm very serious about that. I think it just damages your hair overall. The heat from, like, I mean, you think about it, it's like an iron on your hair. It's literally frying your hair. So I don't think it's necessarily bad to use, but I think you have to use it in moderation. The second tip that I have for you all is deep condition often. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the first tip. So after my hair is straight, I always make sure I do a deep condition or some sort of mask just to revive my hair, because I notice like my curls will seem a little bit more elongated when I first get them, like re-wet my hair and kind of get it back to its natural state. And so just to bring the life back to it, I will deep condition my hair. And then additionally, like while I'm just wearing my hair natural throughout the year, I try and do a deep conditioner at least once a week. Deep conditions are very helpful because they hydrate your hair and they add a lot of moisture back into your hair. So one of my favorite deep conditions that I currently am using is this Shea Moisture Manuka honey and Mafura oil intensive hydration hair mask. So this is really good for after my hair is straight, or if I just feel like this is a little bit of a step up from a regular deep conditioner because it's a mask, but it's very moisturizing, and as you guys can see, it's like almost empty, so I need to buy some more, and it smells to die for. So this is one of my favorite deep condition masks. I use it kind of interchangeably as a mask and a deep conditioner. So to me, the difference between a deep conditioner and a mask is a deep conditioner it's kind of like a step up from a conditioner, but it's not quite a mask. A mask is usually like you're trying to do some repair to your hair, so like I said, right after I straighten it, or you're trying to really bring life back into it. A deep conditioner is more of like a once a week sort of thing. So a mask, I would only use this probably like after my hair's straight, or maybe like if I'm deep conditioning my hair every week, it's gonna be on the second week or something between the two. So I'm not like, a mask to me is just really intense, and I don't think you necessarily need it every week, but it is good to just revive your hair, or if you feel like, you know, your hair is kind of going through a weird state, you can't figure it out, masks will help bring the curl back. My third tip, make sure that you're detangling your hair while it's already wet. So for me, I never detangle my hair when it's dry. That's like almost the worst thing you can do for your hair. I know my friends used to be like, you know, your hair doesn't really shed that much while you're detangling. Like, why is that? And for me, when I'm detangling, I always make sure to finger detangle. So if you guys don't know what that means, it's like when you take portions of your hair and you're just raking through it with your hands rather than taking a comb to it. I don't think I ever use a comb on my natural hair. I think combs, to me, if you're going to use one to detangle your hair, it needs to be a wide tooth comb, and I wish I had one to show you guys, but I could not find it before this video. But a wide tooth comb is one that has a lot of space between it, because rat tail combs, they don't have enough space for your natural hair to even get through, so you're going to end up shedding a lot more hair than you would if you were to finger detangle or if you use a comb. And I think also finger detangling is really good, one, because I think it makes me have a bond with my hair. You know, I really feel like me and my hair get closer when I'm detangling it with my hands. And then also I think it's good because when you're detangling it with your hands, you might get to a knotty area, and then you can kind of like work through it before you continue to pull through it. My fourth tip for you guys is to shampoo rarely. So I only shampoo my hair once a month, and I know somebody listening to this and they're like, ew girl, what? Okay, so I shampoo once a month. This is because most shampoos have a product called sulfate in them. Sulfate is very, very drying to your hair. Our hair, because it's natural, the oil in our hair takes a minute to travel down the strands of your hair, so therefore we don't need to constantly be clarifying our hair. So I only shampoo my hair once a month, but then I go every week with a co-wash. So for the shampoo right now that I've been using, I have this product by Lush. I'm gonna show it to you guys. I found it and I really like it. And it's called a shampoo bar. So when I first got it, I was really skeptical of it, but this lady at Lush kind of sold me on it. And I really actually do enjoy it because it's lasted me a very long time, and I think it's very nourishing to my hair while also still clarifying. This right here is the block. So I use this to wash my hair and shampoo it. So all you do, maybe I'll do a tutorial on this, but you just take off a portion of the block and then you use it to like lather up your hair. I've been using this for a minute. This is my shampoo. I don't typically, I'm very particular about the shampoos that I use on my hair, but this one's very helpful in my opinion because it still clarifies while not completely stripping my hair of the oil. And then on a weekly basis, I use a co-wash. So this one is called Curly Cleansing Conditioner Coconut Mint, and it's by Renpure. I found it at Marshall's for like super cheap, and I really like this because it smells very minty, and it gives me, I think anything with mint gives me the feeling that it's cleaning my hair. This product does not have sulfate in it, but it does do a good job at like kind of giving me that week to week clarification. But then once again, I come back at the end of the month with a shampoo, and that helps to like completely strip my hair of oils, because what you don't want to do is only do co-washes. Your hair does build up oil over time, and co-washes do not clarify your hair. They do not strip your hair of that buildup, so you definitely need to make sure that you're using a co-wash in accordance with a shampoo. The fifth tip that I have for you guys is protective styling. So protective styling is super helpful for natural hair. So protective styling can be wigs, it can be weaves, it can be braids, it can be a natural hairstyle. To me, protective styling is when your hair is kind of up in a position or it's in some sort of state which is not constantly causing you to manipulate it. Through the summertime, I'll get a protective style because the heat and like the dryness of the air makes my hair very weird. Protective stylings are also good because if you feel like your hair is going through a state where you're just like constantly shedding, I think protective styling can be really helpful because you're not constantly manipulating your hair. You're putting it up in a style that causes you to not have to necessarily deal with it. The tip that I will say kind of in accordance with that is don't go from protective style to protective style. So you should not be going from a wig to a weave to a braid out to a wig to a weave. Like, you know, you want to give your hair some time in between to breathe. If you're never giving yourself a chance to really see your natural hair, it's going to end up doing a lot more damage than anything, because protective styling, a lot of times it causes a lot of stress to the hair. So if you think about wigs and weaves, it requires your hair to be braided up. Braiding up causes a lot of stress in your hair. It pulls your edges back, and it just, you know, if you see those girls without edges and stuff like that, it's usually because like they've gone from like wigs to weave to weave, and it's caused a lot of stress in their hair over time, and it's caused their edges to pull out. So you definitely don't want to be going from one to the next. You want to give your hair some sort of transitional period in between, and you want to make sure you're giving your hair a chance to kind of revive itself. The next tip that I have for you guys is trimming. So trimming is very important to natural hair because, I mean, just like anything, when you cut it, it grows back faster. And so for me, I really only get my hair trimmed like maybe anywhere from 2 to 3 times a year. I think it's very helpful to do a trim because it gives some length back to your hair eventually. It causes your hair not to split. So if you guys have ever seen like a lot of split ends and stuff, it's time to get a trim, because with split ends, what they end up doing is they end up splitting up the shafts, and it causes your hair a lot more damage. So I know sometimes with like us black girls and us naturals, we hate trimming our hair because it's like, you know, you feel like you've worked so hard for all this length, and then sometimes when you go to get a trim, like they'll end up chopping it. But the reality is it ends up only benefiting your hair in the long run. My third to last tip is using silk pillowcases or satin scarves will absolutely save your life. So right now, I really like this silk pillowcase the best because if I ever forget to wrap my hair, I can literally just go to sleep on my pillowcase, and it will not affect my hair. And you can get these pillowcases from like Sally's, Marshall's, Walmart, anywhere. It's good because they have a lot of slip to them. You don't want cotton pillowcases because cotton pillowcases will drain your hair of a lot of the oil, which causes it to end up being brittle in the end. Like, you don't have to worry about wrapping your hair up if you forget to at night, or if you come back from a party late at night and you just don't feel like getting ready for bed. I literally can just put my head on this pillow and not have to think twice about it. You know, the silk pillowcases do make a difference, and satin scarves do just the same. But I think the thing with the satin scarves is sometimes, especially when you have cotton pillowcases, they slip off your hair at night. The pillowcase is like an insurance plan, because if it does slip off your hair at night, then you want to make sure you still have something there to protect your hair from that absorption.